everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I've got my week 27 of 2025 plan with me, and today's sticker kit is by Planning Made Easy, and of course, as usual, I will put a link to the sticker shop in the description if they're still open. As per usual, I am going to start first with my sidebar. And today so I've had a ton, I've always had a ton of washi tapes, but I came to the realization, I guess the epiphany, that I just haven't used any of it in my weekly spreads. So I'm gonna likely incorporate some of that in today's spread. At least that is presently the plan. If everything goes according to plan, then I'll definitely have some washi tape in this one. And this particular kit was a pre-used kit, so it didn't have a ton of well, it didn't, not a ton, but like it didn't have all of the elements for me to actually use. So no big deal, but I prefer to use everything versus wasting. So I'm using some of that washi right now to add some pink into my sidebar. And then I will use my slice tool to cut it here at the end. And then I've got 2 more pieces. I lie. Here we go. I decided to add another sticker right here just because I didn't like all of the empty space that was going to be left over. And then I have just my little this week script sticker. And then I've got a couple of chores lists. So I've got one for Wednesday, and I'm going to add this down here. I've also got one for Thursday that I'm going to add here. And then somehow my brain washed right over the one for Tuesday. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add these washi tapes at the bottom, just because I feel like throwing these down now will make my life ever so slightly easier. So I'm gonna do this one. This one is it's a glitter washi, so it's thicker. Sometimes with glitter washis, they either bleed a lot of glitter, this one actually doesn't, or they stick horribly. So it just depends on the brand of washi. And then I'm gonna put this thin, lighter pink one right underneath that one. And of course it could not possibly line up, because why make my life that easy? Giving myself a little bit of a headache. Sometimes smaller, these like thinner washis are a little bit more difficult to lay down exactly how you want them. But just give it time. I haven't used washi in a whole minute because I actually really have not been doing a lot of decorative planning in my everyday planner. And one, because it's primarily for functionality, but also because I don't really leave a lot of space to do that in my everyday planner. I think I get all of my my sticker obsessing out in this planner, which works out just fine. And then I went with this green and white striped washi, which again is a much lighter color. So you will still be able to see stuff through the lighter colors, which is okay. I'm not super worried about it. I just wanted it to match the color theme of the kit for this week, and it does that, so all good there. And then let me just flip this in half right here, just to make it easier for me to put the washi tape on. Okay, did my brain just malfunction? There it is. I felt the washi tape flip up and then I couldn't find it. Okay, so then I'm thinking, nope. There we go. And then I will cut this off on the very, very edge so that it kind of lines up with this sticker a little bit. There we go. And then I'll do the pink one. If I can get it back off the roll. There we go. Or there we don't go. I believe I stated already that sometimes these thinner washi tapes can be a little bit finicky. They're definitely living up to their name today, or to my claims today. I used to be really, really big on using washi tapes, especially like at the bottom of my spreads like this. I felt like it covered up some of the blank space, but also like looked really nice. And they're not super difficult to work with. There are some that are like much thicker and heavier and like ultra sticky. So it's almost like working with duct tape in your planner. Those I don't really like, because I love the fact that this tape is thin enough and the adhesive is, I guess, gentle enough that if I wanted to take it off because I absolutely hated it or because I needed more space or something, I could definitely do that. But not all washi tapes work that way. Okay, so we've got the sidebar done. Oh, that one's so crooked. Again, it's okay. All right, sidebar is done. Big boxes are done. So I'll go ahead and get started on Monday. And naturally, the first thing I'm going to put down is my reading. And for this Monday, I read for 1 hour. Here's my little book icon. And then I will just write in here, read 1 hour. Fabulous. And then the next thing I'm gonna put on here is my daughter had her summer program. I'm gonna put this here. I did leave a little space intentionally because this clock icon is massive. Let me grab my scissors so I can just cut some of this extra stuff off. Because like, well, it's cute and it looks fine and everything, and that's great and wonderful. I don't want it to stick out of my box too much. Okay, gave that one a little trim. And then I will will put the little alarm clock over here. And then I will write the summer program. Okay, perfect. And then the next item that I've got, I will put down our movie. There we go. And on this day, we watched the Smurfs. Fabulous. And the next item that I want to put on here is me and the kiddos went for a bike ride. And I will put the little bike icon right here on this side. And we biked 4.26 miles. Which is a pretty good bike ride, because I can't say that for me personally that I've done a whole lot of bike riding. So I feel like that was a pretty decent distance for us. Typically, it's going to be shorter than that for me. On this day, we did also play some Uno. And I realized after I started setting up this kit and took all the stickers off that there's a couple that this was definitely supposed to be like the St. Patty's Day themed kit, which is totally fine. But I'm not using it for that purpose. And what I had left of this kit just did not scream St. Patrick's Day, which is, I mean, I could have built it into one because I have enough holiday stickers to do that. But I liked the kit the way it was, and I had elements that I wanted to use that didn't belong to a kit. So that's what I chose to do with what I had left. But again, everything is your personal preference. That's the funnest thing about planning for me is there is no right or wrong way to do it. Everyone's going to have their preferences, and your preferences may not match my preferences. Like the way that I write everything down, that does not work for a lot of people, and I'm well aware of that. But I'm very much like, it helps me process in my brain when I write things down. So that's why I tend to do that so much. And we played Uno. I don't know how many of you guys play Uno with your families, but like my family gets really into it. And we have like the No Mercy and the All Wilds. And my daughter is a big fan of mixing those two decks together. So then you can get like up to like plus 100 cards. And it just, the game can last a really long time, like longer than Monopoly. It's kind of funny. Well, I think we're just funny when we play it, to be honest. Okay, up next, I have, I took a bubble bath. Come on, sticker. There we go. I will put this one right here. And then little bubble bath icon. And then I will just write oh, that's such a weird texture. Some of these scallop stickers have like this weird, almost velvety texture. And some of the markers and pens that I use do not like to move on that surface. So that's why my handwriting comes out extra weird looking on those ones. Anywho, okay. Up next, I did play Diablo. Oh, that's crooked. Again, that is okay. And I'm using this little monitor icon. Oh, I don't like the way that looks in the background, but we will have to live with it. And then I will write Diablo 4. And then I also had a call with one of my friends. Here we go. Oh, that's hard to pick up. I will put this one here. Very nice. And then the last item that I have for this day is that I had a tea, chai tea latte. Here we go. If you've never had a chai tea latte, 10 out of 10, totally encourage. I absolutely love them. Okay, and then that brings us to Tuesday, and I will go ahead and start with marking my reading. And on Tuesday, I read for 1.5 hours. There we go. And then up next, I'm gonna put like the biggest item for this day, which was going to the water park. This was a very, very big deal in my household, naturally. It's like one of the kiddos' favorite things to do. So I put the sun over here and then flip-flops over here. And then I'm going to write water park. And we were there for some time. Pretty sure everybody absolutely loved it. This was it was a water park that's like local to us that we had never been to before. And similar to like Six Flags, how they have like a lazy river, they had a lazy river, but it was smaller than what I'm used to at like Six Flags, but still very fun. The kids loved it. Okay, and then up next, we did also go swimming separately. And I will just write swimming. There we go. And then after that, again, my daughter had her summer program, but I do need to trim this sticker. Very nice. These are kind of hard to trim sometimes, especially when they're so small. I feel like I'm fat fingering it because it's such a tiny sticker. And you don't want to chop off the sticker itself. That just kind of defeats the purpose, but that looks all right. So a little alarm clock, and then I will put the summer program. And then after that, my son did also have martial arts this day. Come here, thingy. There we go. Martial arts. And actually, I think I'm going to put martial arts down here because it fits better down here. So I'll put the little car there, and then son, martial arts. And then up here, I will put that we went to Cece's with our friends. And I don't think this box is necessarily big enough for this. Let me see if I can swap it out with a different one real quick, because I'd kind of rather do that. Yeah, I think we can swap it with this one. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that looks better size-wise. And then I will put my slice, and it even fits my slice of pizza even better. Cece's dinner with friends. There we go. And then that brings me to Wednesday. And of course, I'm going to start with my reading. And I actually read more on Wednesday. I think this was like my highest read day for this week. And I read for 2 hours. Oh no, I totally lie. There's another day that's higher, but that's fine. And then I also, of course, posted my YouTube video this day. But before I put that, please hold, because I would like to alternate the colors, I am going to put on here my daughter's program. And instead of trimming it this time, I'm going to leave it large. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll work. That's the summer program. I had to scrunch a little bit on that one. But again, that is totally okay. And then I've got, of course, my YouTube video. Here we go. Put the little laptop icon. And then I will write YouTube video. Oh, and I wish I had used my one of my thicker markers for that one, but again, 'tis okay. We'll be fine. And then next, my brain just stopped working. Oh, my son had martial arts. And then I also did a strength training workout with my son. He is 8, and he recently decided that he wanted to start doing some weightlifting with me. So that's cool. We did that together. 40-minute It's a lot to write. I just wrote 40-minute strength workout with son. With him, I tend to make sure that he's utilizing like lighter weights and focusing on like being careful with how he's using them. He is 8, so it is sometimes a challenge to keep him focused, but for the most part, he does really well. Sometimes about midway through, he's like, hey, I don't really want to do this anymore. And I'm like, okay, let's just finish then. And then I walked 1.06 miles. And then the other item that I had for, I might add a piece of washi maybe. there's not really space for it. And yeah, I'll make space for it. I'll put this up a little bit higher just to add the little element of decor. But I watched The Conjuring. And then I said I was going to add a piece of washi. I'm going to add some of the glitter washi because it is so pretty. I really like it. And then I'll just measure it across here, stick it down. That way it'll cut properly. I find that if I allow the like the end to not be completely stuck down, then when I go to cut it, it does not cut well, and it like scrunches up the washi versus actually cutting it. Okay, that finishes up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now I can flip us over and get started on Thursday. Okay, for Thursday, the first thing I'm going to put down is, of course, my reading. And on Thursday, I read for 30 minutes. Let me put that here. 30 minutes. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Read 30 minutes. And then after that, I walked 2 miles, so I will get that up here. Oh, I don't like that placement, but that's okay. Okay, there's my little sneaker, and then I will write walked 2 miles. There was a bug on my desk. Anywho. After that, I'm gonna mark down my daughter's program. Okay, put this sticker over here, and then I will write D summer program. And then after that, I will notate bills and budgeting. Oh goodness, unless I drop something. Oh, there we go. I put these a little bit over because they tend to be a little bit longer than the boxes usually are. And then I will write, well, let's see if this shows up. Bills and budgeting. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, that looks fine. It is a little bit dark, but it's not that bad. And then next, so hard to pick up stuff off of here sometimes. Next, I will put down, here we go, a little TV icon, which I'm actually going to trim a little, because again, it's just a little bit too large with the extra white part of the outline of the sticker itself. Because the sticker is a perfect size. It's just when you have all that extra white space, it just makes it look incredibly huge. Okay, and that was, I watched The Tudors. Sorry if you guys can hear a cat meowing. I have a cat who is in the bathroom who apparently wants to come out right this second. But she'll be all right till I'm done. And then I have up next, I am going to mark probably not in the greatest way possible. Oh, well, this icon's actually better. It's the side hustle seminar. There we go. My brain suddenly turned on. Here, side hustle. Oops. Hustle seminar. And I wouldn't say that I do a lot of, but I do find some like online classes and things like that that I will attend just for building my knowledge base on certain subjects. Because I'm always looking to, broaden my knowledge any time I can, especially if it's free. I'll go to a free seminar any day, but the paid classes, it has to be something very specific for me to attend that. And then the other item that I had to mark for this day, and I'm just going to put like my smiley face person. She's like a little emoji girl. Was I also did menu planning this day. Menu planning. Perfect. And then that brings me to Friday. And for Friday, I'll start with my reading. And actually, this was the day that I read the most. Because I read for 4.5 hours this day. Partially because a lot of time was spent in the vehicle, driving. Oh, there's the right pen. And I think that's one of my longest reading days so far this year. Not surprisingly, because that really genuinely is a lot of reading for one day. And then the next item that I have is I'm going to mark 4th of July, of course, because it's a holiday. We have the day off. Okay, Independence Day. I'll put it right here. Oh, but I don't think that's down far enough. That should be good. And then I've got this little firework that I want to add. There we go. And then I'm also going to mark that me and the hubs were off work this day. I will flip this around this way. Here we go. Nice placement. Oh no, don't do that. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then I'm going to use my thicker marker to write day off. And everybody was off that day, which was quite nice. And then the next thing I've got to mark down for this day is we went on a hike. I'll put it sideways like that. And we hiked 1.47 miles. This is why I love having an Apple Watch, because every time that I go on a walk, like an indoor walk, outdoor walk, a bike ride, a hike, I always set my workout, and then it tells me how far I've gone. And then I can always go back and look at all my different sessions and add that information to my plan with me. Because I won't lie to you, I could not remember what I do in a week by probably Wednesday, if I'm lucky. The memory is not great. So the biggest thing that we did on 4th of July, we actually Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna try to not have a whole panic attack. But this is not the correct week that I'm supposed to be on. This is the last week of July, and I'm supposed to be all the way over here. I was wondering why 4th of July didn't match up. Oopsies. Okay, I'm gonna have to finish this one here, and then I'll do this week on that week. It'll be fine. It's fixable-ish. Okay, so this is supposed to be 4th of July. So we went out to a friend's hunting property, and we did some shooting, and we did a hike, and all kinds of fun stuff. And I definitely say it that way for a reason. When I tell you there was an ungodly amount of bugs, mosquitoes in specific. I don't know about you guys, but mosquitoes are my least favorite kind of bug. If they all perished today, I would not be upset. Of course, we had like mosquito nets and all that good stuff on, and that helped. But we're talking thousands of mosquitoes, clouds of mosquitoes. So even though we were outside wearing long sleeves, pants, mosquito nets, hats, I still came home with like 30 plus bites on each arm. So not the greatest. Definitely don't want to do that part again. But the shooting practice was great. Our son got to shoot like his first like real like non BB gun, which he thoroughly enjoyed, and then proceeded to get thoroughly upset that dad was shooting all the guns and he was not getting to shoot anymore, and it was not fair. So that happened. At hunting property with friends. We did meet a friend out there, and we cooked, we hiked, we did the shooting, overall just kind of hung out. And then we only made it a day trip. It is a 3-hour drive, but with the little human, it's not very conducive to staying for long periods of time anywhere that you don't have like running water, electricity, etc. Because that property is it's not like built out with like buildings or anything like that. When we got home, I did play Diablo 4, which was fabulous. I hope you guys are not tired of hearing me say that I played Diablo 4 because I'm definitely not going to stop playing that game anytime soon. I did actually recently pick back up playing Diablo Immortal on my phone, which has kind of been distracting me a little bit more lately. And this day it was 20 minutes. Yoga. Found a little yoga girl. So adorable. And then there we go. Put this last one here. I watched funny videos. Videos. With my son. Perfect. And then that brings me to Saturday. For Saturday of, well, actually, before I mark anything, I will add my little weekend banner up here. And then up first, I will mark my reading. Not super thrilled with that placement. Also not mad at it per se. But like I was saying before, any of the like the clovers or shamrocks or whatever, I covered those up anyways, which is what I would have done even if I did make this like a St. Patrick's Day themed layout, just because that's where I would normally put the icon. And on Saturday, wow, I don't know what was going on with my handwriting just then. I read for 45 minutes. And then up next, I did post a YouTube video. Here we go. And then I will just write YouTube video. And then after that, Saturday, there we go. I did meditate. And then I also slept in. Put my little snoozing girl over here. Sleeping in on the weekends is just always fantastic. And then after that, or at least up next, that's good placement. I played Diablo 4. And then okay. And then I did another strength training workout with my son. And then for this one, Oh, where did my icon go? Let me just grab a new one real quick. It's okay, I have this other one. I don't know where my other craft sticker went, but I'll use this big old craft time one. Yeah, that's why I didn't choose that one, because it took up the entire box, but meh, that's okay. Well, now we like it. Okay, and then last but not least, there's my little phone icon. I feel like I'm losing stuff left and right. But you know what? Again, I will find another one real fast. Here it is. A little telephone. Had a meeting on the phone, and then that brings me to Sunday. And on Sunday, start with my reading. Oh, no little icon. Okay, there we go. I will put this one here to mark my reading. And on Sunday, I read for an hour. 1 hour. And as of right now, I am like 80% of the way through book 30 of my challenge. So looking good so far. And then I did have some planning time. And then I will go in here and I will write planning time. And then after that, I watched what was this day's movie? I forgot to write it down. This is why I write everything down. Oh, I'm pretty sure this was a Harry Potter movie. Love all the Harry Potter movies. Forever a diehard Harry Potter fan. You can't change my mind. Okay, and then up next, there we go. Little laptop icon. And I worked on content. And there we go. And then I did some self-care and I unplugged after that. And then okay, I want this one down here. And then I have this super cute little workout girly. out with friends, which we have started doing twice a week now for the most part. And I need a different size, like, box situation. Let me see if I can find a better one. Because the one that I was going to use, it's not going to fit appropriately. And call me crazy, but I just really want it to fit at least a little bit. Maybe this one will be big enough. Oh, it won't be. But it will have to be for now. I'll actually do it like this. Okay. And then I'll add this little... That looks strange, but oh well. Dinner with friends. And then let me grab my last item for today. Yeah, well, this one maybe does not look the greatest, but again, that's okay. Maybe a little grocery sticker that apparently I didn't grab, but I thought I grabbed it. There we go. Come here, shoot. All right. And of course, she needs to be trimmed. Just a smidge, though. Okay. Put my little grocery bag there. And then I will write grocery delivery. Okay. And that wraps me up for week 27. And I'm actually just going to write up at the top. Week 27. Because this is definitely the completely wrong dates. I do love the way the spread came out. I think it's absolutely adorable. If I don't think I read the meal plan off at the beginning, but it's meatloaf. We went to Cece's for dinner, tacos, spaghetti, burgers, chicken strips, and then we had dinner with friends on Sunday night. I hope you guys had fun planning with me and witnessing me realize my massive mistake. Again, it's just a planner, and it's just a memory keeping planner, so it'll be okay. I do definitely wish that I hadn't done that. I wish I had been paying more attention, but it does happen. But I hope you guys had fun planning with me. I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.